Okay, let's wait for your friends and then we will start in maybe 2 minutes. Okay, so I think majority of you are all here. So I'm going to start with a greeting. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, teacher.
Okay, how are you today?
I'm happy.
You are happy. That's good. How are you during these quarantine days? Did you feel sick or no?
No.
No, that's good. That's great. Okay, so for today, our subject is, what is our subject?
Science.
Science. Very
Science.
good. Okay, so we're going to start with our class today with our review from your past topic, which is the scientific method. Okay?
Method.
So what are the scientific methods that you have learned with teacher Karen before? What are the scientific methods that you have learned last meeting with teacher Karen? Okay, Ping Pong, can you give me the first step of the scientific method? First steps of the scientific method. Can you give me the first one? It's on your book.
Ask question.
Ask a question.
Okay, very good. Ask a question. Very good. Next, what is the second method? What is the second method? June. Second scientific method. After asking a question, what is the next method? Tengmo, help your friend.
Again, please.
The second scientific method. The number one is ask a question. What is number two?
Make a
Make a hypothesis. Okay, please follow teacher. Make a hypothesis.
Make a hypothesis.
Very good. Yes, that's number two. Next, number three. What is the third method? Third scientific method.
Gather information.
Okay, very good. Yes, gather information. Very good. And next, what is the fourth method? Fourth method we have. Jan, are you there? Okay, Jan, fourth method of the scientific method.
Study the information.
Okay, very good. Study the information. And the last one. Wait for a moment. Okay. Okay, June, what is the fifth scientific method? Okay, June is not here. Okay, so the fifth scientific method is we have the draw a conclusion. So that's the 5 scientific method that you have learned from the past with teacher Karen, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So let's proceed to our next topic, which is the science process skills. Okay, so this page, on page 7, we're going to proceed with the science process skills. Okay, so The science process skills are important when studying science. We learn by observing, experimenting, creating models, or using other ways. Okay? So the science process skills are tools that the scientists use to search for knowledge or solve problems. They are sorted in two levels, which is basic science process skills and integrated science process skills. So these are the two levels of these science process skills. So we have the basic and integrated process skills. Okay. So turn your book on page 8. On page 8. Okay. So we have here the first one, which is the basic science process skills. It has 8. Okay. So first is observing. Okay. When we say observing, can someone say or explain what is observing? Okay. So when we say observing, it is using your senses to gather information, or observing your surroundings using your senses. What are your senses? The sense of sight, the sense of smell, the sense of taste, and many more. Okay. So number 2, what is number 2? Tengmo. Number 2?
Classifying.
Okay, very good. Classifying. Okay. So when we say classifying, okay, this is like arranging the things by their weight, color, size, shapes. Okay. So it is arranging or classifying the things by their weight, shapes, or color, and many more. Okay. Next, we have number 3. Can someone read number 3, please?
Measuring.
One more time, please.
Measuring.
Very good. Yes, we have measuring. So this one is using the standard measurements or specific dimension of an object. Okay. Using the standard measures or estimation to describe the specific dimension of an object. Okay, so you're going to measure the object to know their size, or so that you can estimate the specific dimension of an object. Okay, so next is number 4. Can someone please read number 4? Okay, Fang. Can you read number 4? Using this one.
Using number.
Okay, very good. Using numbers. Okay, let's proceed to the 5th one. So I think there's a problem with our connection. So number 5 is using space or time relationship. Okay, so this is the ability to find out relationship between their sizes, shapes, distance, or movements. Okay, so that is the use of the space and time relationships. Okay. Next, number 6. Okay, number 6, we have organizing data and communicating. Okay, so okay, number 7, we have inferring. So this is formulating assumptions or possible explanation based on observation. Okay, so inferring, this is formulating or making possible explanation based on the observation that you have gathered. Okay, and number 8 is predicting. Okay, so predicting is guessing the most likely outcome of a future event based on evidence gathered. Okay, so you're going to predict the most likely, or you're going to guess like the most likely what will happen in the future, okay, based on the informations that you have gathered. Okay, so let's proceed to the next level of the science process skills, which is the integrated science process skills. Okay, so we have the first one. Okay, number one, we have identifying and controlling variables. So identifying and controlling variables is stating changeable factors that can affect an experiment. Okay, so identifying and controlling variables are stating changeable factors that can affect an experiment. Okay, next, number two, we have interpreting data and making conclusions. This one is you're going to make your conclusions based on your data or the informations that you have gathered. And the third one, we have the experimenting. Experimenting. Okay, so experimenting is carrying out an experiment following the directions of the procedure. So that is experiment. Okay, where you're going to apply or do an experiment by carefully following the directions of the procedure. Okay, so let's proceed to number four, defining operationally. Okay, defining operationally, this is designing an experiment by identifying materials and describing appropriate steps in procedure to test the hypothesis. Okay, so this one is like doing the step-by-steps procedure in making an experiment. Okay, and next is we have the formulating hypothesis. Again, we will go back with formulating hypothesis, which is stating the proposed solutions or expected outcomes, where you're going to formulate some expected outcomes from the experiment you're doing. And last, we have the modeling or formulating models. This is recognizing patterns in data and making comparisons to familiar object or ideas. Okay, so okay. Okay, so the next page, on page 10, we have here the scientific mind. Okay. Can someone read this one? Or Ping Pong, please read this one, scientific mind.
Scientific mind.
When we learn, continue, Ping Pong. No? Okay, so the scientific mind is when we learn science using the scientific process, we will think like scientists. Okay, so while learning this one, it's like when doing science, you're going to think like a scientist. Okay, so a scientific mind is the traits of a person who studies science through the scientific process. A person with a scientific mind is reasonable, eager to learn, determined, patient, responsible, honest, careful, kind, curious, open-minded, and works well with others. So that is the characteristic of a scientist. Okay, so how to become a scientist? You should be, what's the first one? To become a scientist, you should be, okay, please someone read this one. You should be responsible. Okay, responsible. Responsible to do your work, responsible to do your task. Okay, next we have work well with others. Okay, to become a good scientist or to have a scientific mind, you need to work well with others, or you need to work well with your friends. Okay, next one, the third one, we have you should be eager to learn or willing to learn, willing to study. Okay, next we have the fourth one is okay, you should have determination. Okay, you should be determined to learn. Okay, and the fifth one we have curious observant or observant. Okay. Be observant with your environment. And the last one is you should be careful. Okay. In your working area, you should be careful not to play with the things that are dangerous. Okay. So let's proceed to the second part of this topic, which is about scientists. Okay. So we have here an activity. Okay, so but first let's read this one. Meet the scientist. Just a background story. Okay.
Meet the
Who's drawing that? Bill. Apang. You're distracting your friend. Okay. Okay, so let's read this one. Meet the scientist. Okay. In 1833, William Whewell came up with the word scientist. He defined it as a person who is skilled in at least one subject of science and uses the scientific method to research and study. Before he came up with this word, scientists were called natural philosophers or men of science. Okay. Bang. Okay, so in this activity on
What?
what? Stop doing that, Pang. Okay, so in this part of your activity, Pang. Okay,
What?
here, you're going to do this one. Okay, we're going to do it. Okay, so do you know any scientist? Okay, so example here is Louis Pasteur. Okay, he is a French microbiologist and chemist who set the basics for modern medicine. Okay, so he is an example of a scientist. Okay, so can you give me a name of a scientist that you know? Oh, Pang.
What?
Give me a scientist that you know.
Keraya.
Hey. Oh, stop playing. Okay, listen to teacher. Okay, so I give an example of scientist. We have here. Okay, wait for a moment. Okay, so here it is. We have, where is it? Okay, we have here Thomas Alva Edison. Okay. Okay, so he is an example of a scientist. Okay, so you can write it on your workbook. Thomas Alva Edison. Okay, so who is Thomas Alva Edison? Okay, he is an American inventor. He is an American inventor. He was born on February 11, 1847. Okay. So he is an American inventor. He was born on February 11, 1847 at Milan, Ohio, United States. Okay. What is he or she well known for? Why is he famous? Okay. So Thomas Alva Edison is well known for his he is known for his invention. Sorry. Okay, are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, so he is known for his invention.
Wait, teacher, wait.
Okay, quickly. He is known for his invention of the phonograph.
What is?
Oh, Pang, you're on page. We're in page 11. Phonograph and Mhm. Okay, so that's what he did. So that is Thomas Alva Edison. He is an American inventor. Okay, so this scientist is Thomas Alva Edison. He is an American inventor. He is born on February 11, 1847. And he is known for his invention of
American
phonograph
11,
and
1847,
incandescent electric
and
light.
he is an incandescent electric light.
Okay, finish.
Okay, finish.
Okay, so for your
Okay, so
homework,
for your homework,
you're going to paste
paste
the
the
photo
photo of Thomas Alva Edison
in
in
this
this
area.
area.
Okay. Put a
Okay.
photo
Put
of
a photo of
Thomas
Thomas
Alva
Alva
Edison
Edison
in
in
this
this
space.
space.
Okay, are you finished?
Okay, are you finished?
Yes.
Okay, how about the
How
others?
about the others?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Fang, are
Okay,
you
Fang, are
finished?
you finished?
Teacher, the teacher's voice reflects.
Okay, so
Okay, so
I hope everyone
is
is finished.
finished.
Teacher, the teacher's voice reflects it.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is all for today about the scientific process skills. So we have 2 levels of the science process skills, which is the basic science process skills and the integrated science process skills. And also we have learned about the scientific mind, okay, or the characteristics of a scientist, of how to become a scientist, okay. So we have here responsible, works well with others, eager to learn, determined, curious, observant, and careful. And we also had our scientist. Okay, the scientist that we have learned for today is Thomas Alva Edison, an American inventor, and he is known for his invention of phonograph and incandescent electric light. Okay, so again, your homework is to find a photo of Thomas Alva Edison and paste it on the space provided in the area there. Okay, Okay, so do you understand? Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
always remember your homework, and we will continue our topic. We will continue our topic here about the scientist on our next meeting next week. Okay, so I will see you again next week. Have a nice day, everyone, and please stay safe and be healthy. Have exercise, okay? Walk outside. Don't get sick, okay? So thank you, students, for joining me today. Have a nice day, everyone, and see you next week. Bye.
บ๊ายบาย
โอ
จุ๊บ
เค
จุ๊บ
บ๊ายบาย
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bye, 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 bye.
บ๊ายบาย บ๊ายบาย บ๊ายบาย